What we get out of the Torah is invariably what we are able to get out of the Torah. The Torah feeds us. It nourishes us continually, giving us everything that we would require to live a substantive, meaningful life. But it only gives us what we are capable of getting from it. Mark this Torah reading, which is called Emor, which begins with exhortation to Aaron and his sons to not defile themselves amongst the people. At once they had a double command. On the one hand, the sons of Aaron were responsible to make sure that whenever an injustice or wrong, some sort of physical, psychic, or spiritual defilement was happening, they would have to go out to the people and try their best to stop it from occurring. In the same way, we are exhorted in our time to follow the example of Aaron, told by God to go out among the people and to try to bring them back from, as they are standing at the edge of the abyss, whatever that abyss might be, to try to reach out our hands in love and caring, devotion, and with a sense of cognizance of what God wants us to do, and bring them back from the edge, bring them back to the safety of their own people. There are times in everybody's life when they stand at that edge and need some assistance. They need helping hands to bring them back. Not necessarily hands of chastisement, although for some, at some times it will be required. But more often than not, words of consolation and love and understanding. I love you, I care for you, I'm here. I want to be with you and help you, bring you back to a place of safety. And of course, this is the standard of Aaron. Aaron is known as the person, Ish Shalom, the person who continually pursues at all costs peace. Well, not at all costs. For the Jose of Lublin also makes us starkly aware that the word Emor, speak to the children, is repeated, Ve'amarta lahem, speak and say to them. And the Jose reads into this the idea that we must not at all costs try to redeem our people, because if the cost is going to be our own soul, we have to save ourselves and withdraw ourselves from that terrible circumstance so that we don't get dragged down to the darkness of the abyss. Later on in the Torah reading, this is emphasized most clearly when we are speaking of the Ir HaNidachat, the city that is so terrible, has become so filthy and evil that it requires to be razed. In such an instance, we are warned by the sages who lived so very long ago that even in an instance where justice must be enacted, where justice in itself contains elements of cruelty, but yes, evil must be eradicated, and sometimes it needs to be eradicated in such a way that the people who are doing the evil will themselves be hurt or sometimes even destroyed, as in the city that requires destruction, Ir Nidachat. In such an instance, never take delight. When we need to chastise another individual, when a person has committed a crime and they are going to be jailed, it only makes the fire so much worse that we take delight in watching somebody else fall. Many of the warnings along the road that we all travel about how to control ourselves, how to be better individuals, how to be more caring and God-fearing people. And this week's Torah reading contains so many of those beautiful elements. Shabbat Shalom.